Unfortunately, the only one thing that is preventing you from spreading your wings, from being already on board and flying as a cabin crew member, is your lack of. Yes, I understand. I've been in your shoes before even I started my career in aviation. It is quite frustrating to hear someone out of the blue saying that you need to work both on your professional competencies as well as on your personal skill sets. Therefore, the only one thing that is standing between you being able to spread your wings and take off your career as a cabin crew member, once again, is your lack of self-awareness. Hello, if you're new here, my name is Jamila. I am your recruitment bestie, as I would like you to remember me. And I have been in the aviation industry for over 16 years already. I know I look very young though. I'm joking. But I have been in the aviation industry for quite a while. For most of my career, I have been an Emirates cabin crew member. Yes, I took off when I was extremely young. At my 23 years old, I was already doing my interview process with Emirates, and eventually I took off directly on my first attempt. Nowadays, I am a recruitment advisor specifically for aviation in the Middle East. And I also am a mentor in the Cabincrewrec space, which you might be or might not be familiar. If you're not familiarized with this, please go and check the other social media platforms where we are Cabincrewrec all the time. Now, first of all, I would like to thank you for taking the opportunity to revise the videos. And I will always suggest you, as you know, if you have seen a video before, to grab your notebooks, grab your pen, and let's get started. Because seriously speaking, the information I bring here is something that I barely disclose, and I'm starting to open up quite a lot more because I would like you to be the next golden call. Guys, you certainly have no idea the feeling of finally achieving your dreams. And since I have been a cabin crew member myself and now I'm a recruitment advisor, this is what I want you to bring to you as well. Now, before I move on, I would like to also ask you to please subscribe, help us grow together. And if you subscribe, we are going to be, of course, able to continue to bring more and more videos every day, or at least very frequently, once a week, twice a week. We aim to do it more often, and it will certainly depend on how much we can grow together as well. So thank you for the subscription as well. And now, having said that, big topic of today. Whenever you're going to face a question that is going to make you be scared, pause for a moment, take a deep breath, regulate your nervous system, and we're going to talk about very specific things. Your self-awareness is the only thing that is preventing you from accessing the cabin crew position, flying and taking off your wonderful career, and therefore, this is what you need to start working on from today. Let's begin. When we're talking about specifically candidates coming over and over again in a massive way, and I'm not just talking about hundreds of candidates applying and even walking into an open day, but thousands of candidates, you are really needing to understand this. The one and only thing that is going to help you succeed, shine, and stand out in a room full of candidates is your self-awareness. When you come to an interview stage and you start showing and spreading your light, spreading your personality, showcasing exactly how you will contribute both to the role by showcasing your talents, by showcasing your competencies and skill sets, and you are also going to let us know how suitable you are to the company you are applying for, because you have done the work, you have done research, and you have literally understood the core characteristics that are required to be part of a specific culture in a specific company. This is when you have made a match. You have done the real understanding and you are bringing this to the table. And guess what? Specifically speaking, the majority of the times, candidates fail at one unique and precise question, that is, why should we hire you? And beautifully speaking, the why should we hire you is, of course, the manifesto of what you have to bring to the table. That is going to be what we're actually looking for in a candidate. Remember that there is no such thing as an ideal candidate. There are candidates that are more suitable and more in alignment with both the position and the culture of the organization they aim to be part of. So, for example, if you have a certain background criteria and you count on many years of customer service experience, or even at least 1 year of customer service experience, and you still showcase a wonderful personality, you conduct yourself in such a professional manner that I am going to understand that you are the one that I want in my company to be on board in front of hundreds of people that will depend solely on you and, of course, your team. This is when you already got my you are good to continue on the process. However, picture this: another candidate who has, for example, 5 or 6 or 7 or even 10 years of customer service experience, coming to an interview from a feeling of, I know it all. I have literally nothing to learn, both from this experience, so you should hire me right now. And of course, why should I even invest on showcasing my competencies and my abilities on communicating properly with my team? Because according to those type of characteristics of people, you guys think that by showcasing a wonderful curriculum, you have it already inside your pocket, you have the golden call already received. You are very wrong. And therefore, the way you are going to start acting and interacting and even connecting with your fellow colleagues is certainly going to be very poor. Because again, we really don't want to see lack of self-confidence, and we also don't want to see an overconfident personality. At the end of the day, someone who has a really balanced and harmonious level of self-awareness, level of understanding, and level of real knowledge of what they can contribute to the company with are those people who we are looking for. And no, you don't have to have 25 years of customer service experience and still be 21 years old. We're not talking about utopical manners or utopical thoughts. No, what we want to understand, what we want you to understand, is that we're seeking more than just a curriculum vitae that ultimately may have been created by an AI tool that showcases perfection. And yet, what we are seeking is a personality, a person that understands another person, an individual who can work with other individuals. Remember this: you are unique. However, however you bring yourself to the big day, to the interview, and the way you are going to communicate both with us and to your colleagues, and even to the people that is around you, is going to determine your success or not. Imagine this: you come to the hotel premises, and I see, for example, that you took the initiative to observe one of the staff of the hotel struggling by opening the door because they are carrying way too many things on their hands and they are literally not being able to open the door. And I see you're just literally standing up from your chair and you decide to open the door for that person. For me, this is already a good to go. This is the type of personality I'm seeking to have on board in my team. Therefore, you are showcasing you have the initiative and the proactiveness we are seeking in great candidates. Now, picture this: candidate B, on the other side, is seeing that one of their colleagues started sneezing and starts to have a running nose, maybe for any reasons, maybe because of allergy of pollen. And yet you have your tissue papers and you don't even take the initiative to offer that to your colleague. How would it look like onto our eyes? Guys, you probably see or think we're not observing you because we're not directly looking at you. And yet, we even see things you can think are not perceived at all. We can hear you even though when you are not thinking that we are hearing you. We can spot the moments where you are actually showcasing the attention to details, even though we may seem to be very far away. Ultimately, when I am a coach with my students, I always tell them, guys, we have even eyes in our back. we can tell and we can observe those things you may thought as she didn't actually realize because she was actually looking somewhere else. Be mindful, we do. Therefore, the personality, and as you know, is obvious in those little gestures. It's obvious on the attention to details. And therefore, what we want to see is more of the type of candidate A, the kind of personality that will not wait for someone to ask for help, but rather will stand up and open the door for someone else. We don't want to see the type of personality as a candidate B that is always thinking, well, until she asks me for a tissue paper, I will not take the initiative or the um, proactiveness to give it to her. Those little things will definitely count and will make such a difference that you will not even know until you are sure, certainly on board. Now, put it from the other perspective. If you were the passenger on board an aircraft, would you rather wait for the cabin crew member to notice you are thirsty, or would you rather see that the cabin crew member has paid enough attention to understand you haven't taken the opportunity to drink a glass of water because you were busy working in your super advanced and complex project and you had to stay for 3 hours very focused on your laptop? Well, as a former cabin crew member myself, I definitely can tell you we want to see passengers not waiting for us to approach you guys, but we are the ones who are taking the step forward to create the sense of you are being seen, you are being appreciated. Therefore, whenever we ask you this kind of questions, such as why should we hire you, it is the moment, it is the right moment to put your personality as well as your skill sets, your competencies, and all your work experience and the background at the service of us recruiters because we want to see more of that. Whenever we ask you why should we hire you, one thing that has to come to your mind is how you can be a valuable contribution to our company, and of course, thinking especially and specifically on the role you're aiming to acquire and to be successful at. Again, when we ask you questions like, why should we hire you? And of course, thinking from a perspective of a recruiter now and seeing it as well from a candidate's perspective, which I have been as well, think about yourself. What is it that I personally can give to this company that I solely know how to do it in a master way?